Okay, so have you ever, like, found yourself totally lost in a daydream about a character from a book or movie?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, really daydreaming. We're
Yeah.
going deep today, really deep
Okay.
into fictional crushes
Ooh.
and how they well might be secretly shaping how we think about love in the real world
Interesting.
without us even realizing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Get ready because things are about to get really interesting.
I'm ready.
What's so fascinating about this is, we get those heart-fluttering feelings for a character
Right.
who only exists in our imagination, really.
Yeah,
But those feelings, they can actually teach us a lot about ourselves
I think so.
and what we're looking for in real-life relationships.
Totally.
Okay, so why do we fall for these fictional characters?
Well,
Is it just about, like, their looks, or is there something more to it?
it's got to be more than a pretty face, right?
Right.
Like, think about Mr. Darcy, from Pride and Prejudice, or Edward Cullen from Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
They're like brooding and mysterious
Yeah.
and kind of dangerous, let's be
A
honest.
little dangerous, yeah.
But these characters, they often have those qualities that we find attractive, like
Mhm.
bravery, charm, that bad boy thing.
Totally.
But it's all amplified,
Pumped up.
Yeah, like dialed up to a level you just don't see in real life.
And it's not just the guys either,
It's
right?
definitely not.
We fall for the strong female characters, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Katniss Everdeen
Oh, good one.
from Hunger Games.
Classic.
They're not waiting for a prince to come and save them.
Nope.
They're saving the world themselves.
Exactly.
So cool.
It's like these characters, they tap into, those deep desires we have for connection and adventure.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little rebellion.
Oh, I like that.
And, research actually shows that when we see a lot of romance in movies and books,
Okay.
especially with like grand gestures and stuff,
Yeah.
it can actually make us expect those things in our own relationships. Yeah, it's like our brains are watching and taking notes on
Yeah.
what the perfect romance should look like.
So those movie montages with the whirlwind romances,
Oh, yeah.
they might actually be messing with our heads a little.
Could be.
So all this swooning over fictional characters,
Yeah.
could it set us up for disappointment in real life?
That's definitely something to be mindful of.
Okay.
The problem isn't falling for the characters, that's like totally normal.
Yeah.
It's when we let those fictional, like, ideals
Yeah.
become the measuring stick for our partners.
Oh, I see.
If we're always comparing,
Yeah.
our boyfriend to Mr. Darcy,
Right.
or expecting a proposal that's, like, straight out of the Notebook,
Oh, yeah.
then we're probably setting ourselves up for disappointment.
So how do we find that balance?
Well,
Can we still, like, enjoy those fictional romances without setting ourselves up for heartbreak in the real world?
I think so, for sure. One way is to, recognize the power of what psychologists call parasocial relationships.
Parasocial relationships.
Yeah, it's basically like when we form these emotional attachments to characters,
Okay.
even though they're not real.
Yeah.
And this isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It can actually help us see, like, different perspectives on love and relationships, all from our imagination.
It's like a relationship simulator,
That's a great way to put it.
but without that awkward first date.
Exactly.
But I guess, like, the key is to remember
Yeah,
that it is a simulation
right.
and not real life.
It's a good reminder.
And, fictional love stories,
Yeah.
they often teach us valuable lessons
Oh, for sure.
about vulnerability and communication and, personal growth.
Totally.
Like, think about Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
They have to overcome their pride and prejudices to, find love.
Mm-hmm.
Or Hazel and Gus in The Fault in Our Stars,
Oh,
who
yeah.
teach us about, like, the beauty and fragility of love.
Yeah.
It's true.
When you're facing difficult things,
Yeah.
these stories, they stay with you
I think so.
long after you finish the book or the movie.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the point. We
Mhm.
learn and grow
Yeah,
from
so-
these fictional relationships, even if they aren't real.
Exactly.
So instead of asking why you have a crush on a character,
Right?
ask yourself what you learned from their story.
Interesting.
What drew you to them?
Yeah.
Did their relationships, teach you anything
Mhm.
about communication or compromise or even red flags?
All good things to look for.
That's such a great point.
Thanks.
It's like we can use these fictional crushes as a way to,
Yeah.
understand ourselves better.
Okay.
So what fictional couples have really stayed with you?
That's a good question.
What drew you to those couples?
Well,
And most importantly,
okay.
what did their stories teach you about love?
That is the most important question, I think.
Right.
And have those things been helpful?
Or maybe a little misleading
A little misleading.
in your own experiences.
Right.
Something to think about.
So to wrap things up,
Okay.
it seems like those fictional characters, the ones we develop crushes on,
Yeah.
they can have a real impact on how we think about love.
I think so.
Sometimes they set the bar pretty high,
It's true.
but they can also teach us valuable lessons
Yes.
about what we really value in relationships.
It's all about being aware of that influence, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy the escape, get lost in those romances.
Mm-hmm.
But remember that real life love,
Yeah.
it's its own unique and wonderful adventure.
And your own love story doesn't have to follow, any script.
Yeah.
Keep exploring and keep learning and
Yeah.
keep those fictional crushes in perspective.
That's the key,
Yeah.
for sure.